Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you to Around the Globe with Dr. G. We've been so far in the last couple of days on an incredible journey. We started out at the Safari Valley Resort, where we saw some incredible animals. And then we set off from our journey to Cape Coast Castle, where we saw the depravity of humans, how people could enslave other people. We saw the door that they call the door of no return. We saw the church in the building that was on top, while underneath there were slaves that were chained like sardines in a dungeon. It was a very sad and emotional place. However, thanks be to God, that dark history does not exist anymore. The door to freedom has been opened. And then we journeyed on to a beach resort in the western part of Ghana. We had an incredible time at the beach resort and saw what I call the Garden of Eden. From the Garden of Eden, we have now journeyed to the village on stilts, NZULEZO, which is just an incredible community. I want to talk about that community a little bit more. When we got to this community, and from just the very beginning, you could feel the sense of peace and harmony that exists. What I was so impressed about was that while there are people here that continue to follow the traditions of their forefathers, over a period of time, though Christianity has been allowed to come to the community, there is a Roman Catholic Church, there is a Pentecostal church, but people live in harmony in this community. Doesn't matter whether you believe this or you believe that. One thing that was said to me as we came into this community is that there is only one street. There's only one pathway. So it doesn't matter what you believe in, we all are one. The commonality of the human soul is what is expressed here in this community. And the fact that we may have different opinions on different things, here in the Western world, in the US, they just had an election. There are people that are Democrats. There are people that are Republicans. We've heard of people fighting because this one side doesn't agree with that other side. How I wish they were like the NZULEZO community, saying that it doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. We can live together harmoniously as one. Human beings are not homogeneous. Even the fingerprints on a human being are completely different. How you could expect that we will all have the same opinion about everything is ludicrous and foolish. We are not meant to be the same. That's why we are created differently. There are people that believe in one thing. Other people believe in something else. There are others that have this opinion politically. Others have a different opinion. We differ in those things. But the question is, should those things cause division amongst us? Should those things cause us to be divided and to cause war amongst us? They shouldn't. This community that says we only have one street. Man, I am telling you, so many of us can learn from this community and how they live. Sadly, Some of us look at people in the community regions like this. Some of us look down on the way of life. We say, wow, we have modern technology. We have all these great things. We've built all these great things. One thing that we lack and one thing that they have is the heart of grace. There's only one street, they say. There's only one street. Again, how I wish we all had the same heart as they do. There is so much that we can learn from the people here. So much. It's interesting, in the book of James, James says, the poor man is blessed and the rich man has a problem. The poor man is blessed. Why? Because the poor man has only one person to depend on, and that one person is his God. The poor man depends on his God. The poor man has so much richness in his soul to give to others. It says the rich man has a problem. And the problem of the rich man is this. The rich man leans on his riches. He leans on his material. He leans on the things that he has. And his soul is famished and malnourished. What the rich man lacks, the poor man has. What the poor man lacks, the rich man has. Wow, wouldn't it be wonderful if they could all live in one community? It kind of reminds me of the book of Acts, when the apostles had all things in common. In fact, in the book of Acts, in the early book of Acts, it talks about the people that had land. They sold off their land so that others could be supplied. And so everyone in that community had, the Bible says, no lack. There was no lack. There was no one that was lacking physically. Every need was met in that community. It is possible. It happened back 2,000 years ago in the book of Acts. It is happening right here in the NZULEZO community in the western region of Ghana. Can this happen in the UK? Can this happen in the United States of America? Can this happen in the rich nations of Europe? Can this happen in South America? Can this happen in Asia? Yes, it can, is the answer. Yes, it can. How do I know? Well, I'm right here in NZULEZO. I've seen it with my own eyes. Perhaps you ought to come to NZULEZO and meet the warm-hearted people of this community. Perhaps it will change your heart. This is Around the Globe with Dr. G. We are in the beautiful community of NZULEZO in the western region of Ghana.